like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me in the program for today, Wednesday, July 31st, 2024. This program is also being carried live via our social media platforms, so you can check us out on our YouTube page, that's the YouTube channel, ZIZ Online, or via our Facebook page, ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation. When we open the phone lines, you may call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916 to make your contribution to the program at hand. Let me also say good afternoon and good evening or good night to the other listeners in other parts of the world. Wherever you are, thank you so much for joining me on the program for today. I know I have people from as far as France, people in the United Kingdom, in the United States, and across the Caribbean region who continue to support and who continue to listen to this program and engage. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. It is a wet Wednesday morning. There's rain here in Bastia, St. Kitts, and I just want to encourage our road users to take it easy on the road this morning. You know what happens when the road is wet. Your tire does not have, your vehicle rather, does not have the traction or the grip that it requires to move freely. And so please take your time on the road. If you're late, you're already late. So take your time. And as I usually do whenever I sign out, I encourage our road users not to drink and drive and not to text and drive. There are some very severe consequences for doing so. Again, thank you for joining me, and let us get into our discussion for today. I want to begin with a few notices to let you know what is happening in and around St. Kitts and Nevis and things that relate to St. Kitts and Nevis. So St. Kitts and Nevis and Taiwan, the Republic of China, Taiwan, signed an agreement to launch the Mental Health Service System Enhancement Project. This project is designed to strengthen the services and access to mental wellness care in the Federation. Mental wellness is important, especially at this time where a significant percentage of our people need access to mental wellness care to enhance their overall well-being. That's from the Prime Minister and the Minister of Health, Dr. Terence Drew. He added, and I quote, "I made a commitment to the people that access to mental wellness services would be a significant pillar of the revamped healthcare system. Mental wellness will get the necessary investment as any other sphere of health, as it is critical in establishing a sustainable island state. Thanks to the Republic of China Taiwan, who partners with us in our effort to expand access to mental wellness care." I think this aligns with the calls that have been made by ordinary citizens and residents as it relates to the construction of a new hospital here in St. Kitts. And as you know, people have been saying, don't just construct a new hospital, but build upon the services that you currently have. And so ensure that you are offering quality service to your patients. And with an initiative like this, in terms of building out the mental wellness strategy or a plan, that is absolutely important and necessary. Because you see, as I say from time to time, we in St. Kitts and Nevis, and I would say in the Caribbean, we take mental wellness and mental health for granted. We are quick to always dub people as being crazy, and we're not willing to listen. And so mental wellness, mental health is a very delicate topic. It's not one that many people would want to have, and it is definitely one that they shy away from. And so it is good to see that the Republic of China Taiwan, which has been our friend for the last 41 years, is partnering with the government of St. Kitts and Nevis to launch the Mental Health Service System Enhancement Project. Healthcare is not just going to the hospital and undergoing surgery or getting a plaster to a wound or what have you. But there is so much more to healthcare, and this is one of them, the build out of the mental wellness department or mental wellness unit. And so that, I believe, is very, very significant. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I am Devonne Cornelius, and again, thank you for joining me on the program for today. The Cabinet of the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis, they met recently for a cabinet briefing, and if I could share a few highlights out of that meeting. The Cabinet approved the enactment of the Judge Alone Trials Bill, and this bill seeks to provide for criminal trials within or without. So let me read it again. The Cabinet approved the legislative enactment of the Judge Alone Trials Bill 2024, which seeks to provide for criminal trials without a jury in certain circumstances. The bill aims to create a more streamlined process that allows for the swift and effective administration of justice and will also protect jurors from sitting on violence-related matters where they could be at risk or they could be a risk or interference or harm. Both bills will be tabled during the National Assembly sitting on Thursday, August 1st, 2024. As I made mention of Thursday, August 1st, 2024, I want to say that tomorrow, August 1st, 2024, marks exactly 54 years since the MV Christina went down. It was a ferry boat, and the casualties was about 233. And it happened between St. Kitts and Nevis. It was a ferry that operated for about 11 years and had worked the 12-mile route between Bastia and Charlestown. And Christina had been built in 1958 to 1959 by Sprostons Limited in Georgetown, British Guyana. present-day Guyana. And at the end time of sinking, had recently completed a refurbishment 2 months earlier at a dry dock in Bridgetown, Barbados. It's 13 minutes past. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation here on The Edge. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
The future is unknown. Protect your life, your family, and your valuables from unforeseen circumstances. Let National Caribbean Insurance give you the peace of mind that you so deserve. At NCI, we offer a suite of affordable insurance plans that can be tailored to ease your financial burden. We aim to deliver exceptional products to satisfy all your insurance needs. Whether life, health, motor, or property insurance, NCI has the right solution for you. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales professionals are ready and able to assist you. Let National Caribbean Insurance Company Limited help you to prepare for the unexpected. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Hello and welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me on the program for today. When we open the phone lines, you may call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. That's 465-2555 or 718-577-2916, which is our overseas line. Again, good morning, and thank you for joining me on the program for today. If you are just tuning in, I shared some quick updates as to what is happening in and around St. Kitts and Nevis. I believe that it is really good, really important when our people can become and remain informed. And so if you hear something that you are not entirely sure about, the right thing is to do. The right thing to do is to research. Whether you ask somebody you know who is reputable a question, or you decide, hey, I'm going to go on the internet and try to confirm this thing, because the internet is literally now at our fingertips, and some people use it for good, some people use it for bad. But nevertheless, let's get into our conversation for today. They want to touch a little bit on the 47th regular meeting of the conference of the CARICOM heads, where over the last couple of days they have been meeting to discuss a number of matters as it relates to the development of the Caribbean region. And we know over the years the focus has been very heavy on the focus has been very heavy on food and nutrition. Security has been very heavy on cyber security, has been very heavy on healthcare. And see, these are some of the very important areas that one must pay attention to. So the 47th regular meeting of CARICOM, as I mentioned yesterday, it was held from the 28th to the 30th of July. And I will read a quote from the Grenadian Prime Minister. He says, "This year Grenada celebrates our 50th Jubilee year This year, Grenada celebrates our 50th Jubilee year of independence under the theme, One People, One Journey, One Future. And I look forward to the continued success of our Caribbean community, embracing our oneness, which stands as a testament of our people and not the steadfast commitment to regional progress." Yes, we've been talking for quite some time about how we would want to further develop as a Caribbean nation, but in order for that to be done, a number of things must move together. We must be synchronized. You shouldn't have a case where one Caribbean island is moving in leaps and bounds and the other is just there stagnant and the basic. And so he's saying, enhancing our oneness, which stands as a testament to the strength and the collaboration, the resilience of our people, and the steadfast commitment to regional progress. The Secretary General of CARICOM said, "Our regular meetings of the conference provide another opportunity for CARICOM heads of government to engage in focused discussions on critical issues which impact the welfare and well-being of the people of the community. We look forward to focused and decisive engagements in scenic St. George's, Grenada." The speakers at the event were His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, outgoing chairman, CARICOM, and that's the President of Guyana, the Honorable Dickon Mitchell, Chairman for CARICOM and Prime Minister of Grenada, and Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General for CARICOM. Secretary General for CARICOM. So that's the latest on the 47th, not latest, but some updates on the 47th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government, and I'll be sharing more updates as they become available as to what came out of the meetings. I think the hope for ordinary citizens and residents is for these meetings that we participate in to be fruitful and for St. Kitts and Nevis to benefit tremendously out of these meetings. And it is necessary that we participate in these discussions because a number of very important matters are discussed. And I do not believe for a second that St. Kitts and Nevis should be left out of these discussions. We must continue to make a case for investment in education, investment in tourism, investment in healthcare. These are some of the areas that we must focus on. We'll take a short break, but when we come back, we'll open the phone lines and give you a chance to call in and share your views, thoughts, and opinions. Again, 465, 2555 or 718-577-2916. 469 is registered in my head, eh? If you don't know why, then I won't tell you again. 469 is registered in my head. Let's take this break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Get ready to be amazed by 6 stunning Nivision beauties as they compete on the evening of Sunday, August 4th, 2024 at the Nevis Cultural Complex for the prestigious Bank of Nevis Limited Miss Culture Queen title during the Golden Jubilee celebration of the Caribbean's greatest summer live, Nevis Culturama Festival. Taking the stage will be contestant number 1, 1, Miss Green City Bar and Garden, Sidandre Fleming. Contestant number 2, Miss Carrie Brewery SKN Limited, Janessa Keynes. Contestant number 3, Miss Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, Tikali Edwards. Contestant number 4, Miss SL Horsford Limited, Shadell Mitchell. Contestant number 5, Miss Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis, Vanessa Simon. And contestant number 6, Miss National Bank Group of Companies, Shaquania Jeffers. The Friends Band and a display of cultural performances will complement the evening's entertainment. Admission, children 12 years and under, $25. General admission, $50. At the gate, $60. Tickets can be purchased online at www.culturamanevis.com and at the Culturama box office in the Cotton Ginnery Mall. It's an evening you won't want to miss. The Bank of Nevis Limited Miss Culture Queen Pageant. It's on Sunday, August 4th at 8 p.m. at the Nevis Cultural Complex. The Culturama 50 Nevis Culturama Committee extends its heartfelt gratitude to the Bank of Nevis Limited, SL Horsford and Company Limited, Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis, Carrie Brewery SKN Limited, Green City Bar and Garden, and the National Bank Group of Companies for their generous support. This will be one for the history books, so see you there.
Throughout the Caribbean, we boast a diverse abundance of flora and fauna that adorn our countries. This diversity follows through to our people, communities, and families.
As a doctor, I treat my patients with respect and understanding, without stigma or discrimination, no matter their sexual orientation, practice, or belief. Remember, everybody deserves a fair treatment.
As a mother and healthcare professional, I believe all Caribbean children should be safe, happy, and healthy. Let us create a safe, supportive environment for all Caribbean children to thrive.
Let us treat our LGBTQ+ family members with love and respect. Strong families create a stronger Caribbean. This message is brought to you by the Eastern Caribbean Alliance for Diversity and Equality, ECADE.
Join us every Wednesday for In Focus, a weekly talk show produced by the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, where we provide exclusives with key persons within the government and discuss pertinent, relevant, and interesting matters that affect us all. Tune in every Wednesday, live on ZIZ Radio and streamed live on Facebook at SKNIS Media and ZIZ Online. In Focus, your government, your business.
Welcome back to the program. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me in the program for today. The NEMA and Met Office Service, or Met Service, continue to advise on the development progress of the low pressure system in the Atlantic. Please stay tuned and stay alert for information. Do continue to prepare as we approach the peak of the hurricane season. Test your plans, and if you don't have one, create one. Contact NEMA for more information. And so NEMA and Met, they continue to advise on the development of the progress, and I'll come back in a bit and share what that latest development is, as I have a video but I don't have it. It's an opening here, so I'll come back in a bit and I'll share that update. And you are encouraged to stay tuned to local radio stations and follow the handles of the NEMA and Met office to get the latest, but more so radio. When the power goes out, then of course the internet is going to go down and you won't be able to access Facebook and what have you. Let's take our first call for the morning. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Devon.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am good. You too?
I am doing well. Happy to be alive.
Me too. You know why? Do you know why 469 in the head? You were from Nevis.
Right.
You could take a man out the country, but you can't take the country out of him. Now it's a lovely rainy day.
Yes, it is.
Thank God for the rain. And I hope the heat will cool down. Now, since you open up with mental health, there are a lot of things that can cause people to go mentally ill. Now, I have a great niece who passed away because of something on her job which is not nice. It is not healthy. So I am calling on the public health department in St. Kitts and Nevis, we are the one, to go around to all the government buildings, have them inspected, and make sure that they are free of mold. Because my great niece who passed away last week, Nicole from New Road.
My condolences.
Yeah, thank you very much. She got mold on her job where she working in the post office. And another co-worker who goes up to open the post office at mornings, he too get the mold. And one morning after went up to work and went back home, as he reached home, boom, down on the ground with mold, dead.
Well, I'll say this, caller.
Yeah.
Again, my condolences, but can you confirm that is what they died from?
Yes.
You can confirm that?
that.
You have information to confirm that is what they died from?
They died from mold,
because if
my
we can't,
great niece.
again, I'm really sorry, but if we can't confirm that is exactly what they died from, then it would be irresponsible for us to share that information with the public.
Okay, let me say this now. Okay. Good morning, my good brother in care, and Charlie Fraser, my good brother. Now, there are many old houses in town in Bastille. A lot of them on Liverpool Road closed down for years, and a lot of old things inside of them. And God knows what in there. They could be contributors of the mold them spreading around Bastille. There can be, as well as other houses that closed down. And some of them open up, and the mold is very, very much in the air. So I am asking the public health department, who we call Warfinger, please go around the whole country and make sure you all check those houses that close down, especially, and clean them down, break them down, or clean them down, because this mold gonna kill a lot of people. Kill a lot of people. Because the relative of the partner down Thibault Avenue said that is what killed the loved one. So thank you for listening, Devon.
All right, caller, and thank you for your call. You are listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. It is 11:30, and we are taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. This is The Edge. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius. And again, thank you for joining me on the program for today. With the mental health that I made mention of earlier, as I said, it is a partnership between the governments of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Republic of China, Taiwan, in building out or supporting mental health or mental wellness in St. Kitts and Nevis. And as I mentioned earlier, it is something that, how should I put this, boy, in the Caribbean, that we take for granted. And we believe that the best response or the best solution to whatever issue is to bottle things up and to compress them and not let them go. And so you find that there are a lot of people who are suffering from some sort of mental illness as a result of the challenges that they have had. And it is something that we continue to take for granted. Now, this initiative that is being launched is one that I would say is commendable, because you can now see that it is being taken very serious. You cannot say you have a healthy population if you pay no attention to mental wellness. You completely disregard it. And so, with the construction of the new hospital, the Climate Smart Hospital that has been, that the government has been talking about, it is not just a new hospital that we need, it is improved healthcare and improved services. And so with this very heavy focus on building out mental health, that is absolutely commendable. People take these things for granted. Yes, we have the counselors, trained counselors across the different schools. But whenever the message of taking mental health seriously is being preached, I don't think it is for the schools or what have you. I think it is for households. Because while that child may spend 8-7 hours or less at school, they are at home with their parents or some other family relative. And so the message must be preached to them about the importance of mental wellness and taking care of your mental health. And so with an initiative like that, I hope to see some fruits coming out of it. I hope to see some good results coming out of this program. The ambassador for Taiwan, he said that a society that is well educated about mental health would encourage people to reach out and ask for help when they need it. And so when you don't have all the information on what mental health and caring for one's mental health is really about, there is unfortunately this, I would say, very high level of ignorance. You don't care about that. You probably were taught to do things differently, and so you never to care about that. The ambassador said that this new project will continue the efforts of the health screening with a focus on mental health. There will be education sessions to share knowledge and information about mental health with the general public. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister, Dr. Terence Drew, stated that the significance of this project, which focuses on the prevention and control of mental health disorders, is amplified given the steady increase in mental health diagnoses, particularly coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. The whole world went through a traumatic event, which was COVID, where people didn't know if they would live or die. And that is significant mental stress and trauma for some. The health minister said his government has already invested many resources towards addressing mental health and noted that investments will continue so that more people can receive the treatment they need. It is the third ICDF-supported health project in St. Kitts and Nevis, and the first project on the prevention and control of chronic kidney diseases, while second project focused on prevention and control of chronic diseases. The phone lines are open and we take your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Call us and lend your voice to the conversation. If not, let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue our program. Stay tuned.
ZIZ Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world. Watch the
When you spread them and pop, flying, crawling, insects are falling. When you spread them and pop, nothing comes close to pop. Pop, the Caribbean brand. Pop, the #1 brand. Pop, the baddest in the land. Nothing
bust the pop.
The Caribbean brand.
Water is life. Water is life. Do just one thing.
Every jacko, make sure you check for leaks around your house every day. Every jacko, when brushing your teeth, don't let the water run away. Come stay the water, preserve the water right now. Every jacko, save the water whenever you take in your shower. Every jacko, make saving the water your business every hour. The water right now. It's up to me and you and you and you and you. The water right now.
Do just one thing.
Join us on ZIZ TV for Youth Lounge with Skanaipa, a talk show on vital topics such as tourism, entrepreneurship, education, religion, sex education, and mental health, featuring experts from St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean region. Tune in live on the first and third Wednesday of every month at 8:30 p.m. on ZIZ TV.
Welcome back to The Edge in ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, your host, and thank you for joining me in the program for today. The phone lines are open and we welcome your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. I had the opportunity to look at some statistics and data as it relates to the epidemiology of mental health issues in the Caribbean, and it broke it down into several sections looking at psychotic conditions like the psychotic disorder, mood disorder, suicide, dementia, anxiety disorders, persons with mental disorders as a vulnerable group. And the report is very detailed and basically explains everything, gives you all of the data. I can't share everything now, but looking at dementia, it says this is marked by memory impairment and difficulty with processing thoughts and information. It primarily affects older persons. As life expectancy continues to increase in the Caribbean, it can be expected that the prevalence of this condition will increase. Data from Cuba indicate that roughly 10% of people older than 65 will suffer from dementia. The risk for dementia is increased with advanced age, poor education, and a positive family history. The impact of dementia is far-reaching and may cause both emotional and financial strain on caregivers. To have a disaster superimposed on such a situation could prove overwhelming. We have to take our mental health very serious, just as we are taking things like our physical health and what have you. Mental health must be a priority, but our people unfortunately have been taught or have been trained to, don't study that. That ain't important. Mental health is not important. And that absolutely is sad. It also released statistics on suicide, and it says here that suicide is associated with a psychiatric illness in 70% of cases, with depression being the most frequently occurring psychiatric diagnosis. Rates vary across the Caribbean, with 2.0 or 2.7, that's 10 or $100,000 in Jamaica, or 100,000, in Jamaica, 4.0, 100,000 in Barbados, and 12.3, 100,000 in Trinidad and Tobago. There appear to be cultural differences which particularly high rates among people of East Indian descent. Completed suicide, an attempt resulting in death, is more common in males who tend to use more lethal methods than females. Survival behavior is often carried out with a sense of ambivalence and in an environment of frustration. The devastation, displacement, and hopelessness which may occur in the aftermath of disaster may heighten the risk for suicide. This is some information as it relates to mental wellness or mental health in the Caribbean region, and I can't stress anymore, can't emphasize anymore how excited I am that this program, or project rather, is being launched. I hope that we are going to see results from it very soon, and that nobody has forgotten about mental health. I feel like when we talk about crime, there are two topics, and when you talk about them, they're painted with a broad brush, and nobody tends to want to dig deeper, you know. We have some callers on the line, so we'll take these calls here now. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, on the air.
Yeah, last week when Edinburgh was there, I couldn't understand what he was saying. A lot of people say they work long and they did not get a call for the money. And if they're picking out who to give and why they did not give the money further back instead of in front. You understand what I'm trying to say?
If you qualified, if you know anybody who qualified, right, for their pension, all you have to encourage them to do, caller, is for them to make a call. Okay, and I usually listen the rebroadcast. Yesterday it did not come on. All right, I'll ask the question. Oh, no, if you did cut it off. I did not cut it off. Okay, so why you didn't never come back in the afternoon? Okay, another thing, the machine that they have, when it will be programming, or they will wait until the smart hospital fix, because they're smart just like the hospital. See you. Throw me off here, boy. I think you're referring to the MRI. The CT scan machine. I think you know when it's going to be commissioned. You know when it's going to be commissioned. But for the benefit of the listeners, it is going to be commissioned in September, according to the Prime Minister and Minister of Health. And with regards to the pension for the GAE workers, not just ZIZ, but I can tell you that every other media outlet in the country, right, have said this and have given the report on this, that the workers got their payments last week. Not all of them, but they got their payments last week. And if you feel that you may have qualified or should have qualified for this payment, then all you have to do is to make a call. It's if I find out somebody got some money for me, you think I gonna go and tell everybody they got money for me without calling the actual person? So all you have to do is to make a call to find out if you qualify. You call the switchboard and ask them to transfer you to the Accountant General Department. Give them your name. They perhaps might need your social security number or an ID number, and they will be able to assist you. And that's the best advice I can give to anyone. I can't find out that information for you because that's not my business. That's yours. So I'm encouraging you to make a call to find out what is the status, if you've qualified, and if you have not qualified, and what documents you need to bring in order for you to qualify. It is 11:47 and you're listening to The Edge and ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius and the phone lines remain open. We take your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Before I close out, let me use this opportunity to say congratulations to Alwyn Douglas Jr. and Kayeja Nisbet of the St. Thomas's Primary School on securing the top spot in the Culturama 50 Republic Bank Mr. and Miss Talented Youth Pageant held Tuesday night at the NEDAX Cultural Complex. I had the privilege, I would say, to be there, and all of the children performed extremely well. Their confidence, their stage presence, their different segments, they performed extremely well. Dealing with a Nivision crowd or a Kitchen crowd is not easier, and oftentimes when we stay in the crowd, we would find ways to criticize people who are on the stage and say, well, make she ain't do that and make he ain't do that. Well, why don't you go up on the stage and do it? It's not easy being on the stage and having all of those eyes in front of you. And so congratulations to the St. Thomas's Primary School. I'd also say congratulations to the Charleston Primary School, which is my school, on securing the second place, our first run-up position. And job well done to all of the participants, their parents and guardians, family, friends, and well-wishers. And congratulations as well to the Culturama Committee and the committee responsible for putting on this event. It started on time and it ended just before 12, which is very commendable, because last year it was torture. It went on too long for a children's show. You're listening to The Edge. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me on the program for today. It's been a great conversation. The phone lines are still open, however, and we take your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. If you tuned in late, I shared with the listeners the partnership between St. Kitts and Nevis and the Republic of China, Taiwan, for the launch of the Mental Health Service System Enhancement Project in the Federation. And as the name says it all, it focuses on mental health services and having a system in place for that. And so no longer, and I say no longer because it felt that way, that we are taking mental health for granted. Mental health is now a part of the delivery of healthcare. Building a new hospital will not fix all of the issues that we have. That is why the government is seeking to invest in different areas of the healthcare sector. This being mental health, and building out other areas to ensure that when we get to the new hospital, we have quality services that are being offered. You're listening to The Edge. I think if we have no calls, we'll wrap up our conversation for today, and we'll come back tomorrow to continue. Tomorrow I'll be giving a special tribute on the anniversary. We have a call on the line. On the anniversary of the Christina disaster. It's been 54 years. We'll take a caller now to close out our conversation. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hi, good day. Pleasant day to you.
Good day, yes.
You're on this topic of mental health.
Mm-hmm.
There's a phenomenon occurring in our population and other populations in the Caribbean as well, where people don't like to read. And reading serves as a stimulant to your brain function. You read, you play crossword puzzles, watch Jeopardy and those kind of things. And this brings us to a very important distinction between illiteracy, the I, and illiteracy. A person who's illiterate is one who just can't read. But even if you can't read, you can do things to stimulate your brain. The illiterate person is one who can read and does not read. The result of that, you lose the ability to read. And when words appear in front of them, they get frightened and all that kind of stuff. It's a simple matter. You don't use it, you lose it, in simple terms. And that could be a factor that could add to dementia in our population down the road. Before I go, I want to mention another factor about this lady, Kamala Harris. She has made two statements recently which got my attention. She's saying that America is a land of migrants. I don't know if that is on purpose based on her designs, but that is far from the truth. The migrants we are speaking about in this context are those who came to Ellis Island, were processed in various modalities and allowed to enter America. So that needs qualification, certainly. The other point about that, she said that this election is going to be about reproductive rights. As a lawyer, there she goes again, making another mistake. If she says abortion rights, fine, but she cannot use the term reproductive rights. Reason being, reproduction involves a man and a woman, neither man alone nor woman alone. So if you're going to speak of reproductive rights, you cannot give all to women and none to men. So I would prefer if you use the term abortion rights. Thank you very much.
All right, caller. Thank you so much for that. Very interesting conversation that you've made there. I think it's something that is worth reading up upon regarding the comments that you said were made by Kamala Harris. It's 11:53. We'll bring this program to a close. Let me say thank you so much for your contribution to our discussion for today. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Please, I'm begging you. And I say I'm begging you because if you see somebody driving that goes on here in St. Kitts and Nevis, right, it is just, you got access to them. I really got that with these people. Take your time on the road. If you're late, you're done late. If you are late, you are already late. And if I'm supposed to come to something, don't call me, you tell me, hurry up. No, don't do that. I don't take my time. You understand? Because when you rush and you get into an accident, your loved ones may never see you again. And the same event or same thing that you were rushing to go to, you're not going to make it. And when they have that event again, they're going to find somebody else to replace you. That's the harsh reality. Take your time on the road. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Be responsible. Stay tuned. We have coming up soon our midday newscast. Goodbye.